Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great evening. Welcome again to Find Ways to Win. My name is Fitzgerald Stevens, and first of all, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank the new subscribers. Thinking enough of me to hit that subscription button and hit that share button. I really appreciate it, and I'm certainly asking that you continue to do so. The day has been good. It started off a little bit not so good, but I decided to change my thinking, and lo and behold, it got better. When my thinking got better, I got a little news about a loved one of mine and a little challenging things of what's going on. And I ain't going to repeat the word or repeat the sayings, but I talked to some of my family members and went in the gym, and it's kind of a little despondent, but I decided to stay and to have a good workout because this is what was called a work off stress workout. So lo and behold, was able to accomplish some mental clarity and get some health benefits for it all at the same time. I want to talk to you guys something very, very important, and I want you to say this to yourself out loud wherever you are right now. I don't hustle backwards. I don't hustle backwards. Get that in your spirit. Get that in your spirit because it is going to be a key component to success in your life and ongoing continued success. Continue attaining goals and more goals and more goals. Get this in your spirit and make it a very, very part of your being. Shout out to my brother Michael Stevens for sharing this with me, and I'm just trying to just taking a run on it. It got in my spirit, and it has made a huge difference. As far as the way I'm thinking and stuff. I don't hustle backwards. Now, when I say I'm referring to you. I want you to grab a hold of this truth. Don't hustle backwards. What do you mean by hustling backwards, Fitzgerald? Don't think that you have to return to something that did not serve you. Don't think you have to return to someone who was not a benefit to you. Some situation that was not for you. Some toxic relationships, some toxic environment. Don't think you have to return because you don't. Do not hustle backwards. If you're going to make progress in your life, ongoing progress, continue to progress, there's a couple things you have to learn. And the primary thing is forgetting the past and moving forward. It's so critical that you do that. The only reason people are going to hustle backwards because they don't really think nothing else is better, or they have become comfortable with environments that just simply don't serve them anymore. It could have served you at one time before. It could have been great. The relationship could have been great at one time. The job could have been great. The career could have been great. The environment could have been great at one time. But that was one time. This is now. If it, don't make it in your habit that you're going to hustle backwards. And don't forget your goals. Don't forget what you're trying to achieve. You know what? And don't let a situation take you off base that you feel like you can achieve, or distance, or worse yet, you feel like you want to remain in a situation or even return back to a situation because you're afraid about what might be, or you're uncertain of what you could have or what you could be. You got to get rid of that. You have to get rid of that. You don't hustle backwards in relationships. You don't hustle backwards in the careers. You don't hustle backwards in environments. You don't hustle backwards in your health. You don't hustle backwards in your income. You don't hustle backwards in your network. You don't hustle backwards in anything in your life. Forward, improvement, exaltation, multiplication. These are words and ideas that you want to grab a hold in your spirit, and you want to be living that. You want to be doing that constantly. That's the way you want to think. I move forward. I move forward with something that's proven to me, or someone that's proven to me that they no longer have my interest in mind, or it's just a one-sided street, or one-sided relationship, or one-sided benefit, and it's not benefiting me. Get the heck out. And once you leave, do not return to something you left. especially if it was negative, especially if you were mistreated, especially if you was abused. Do not return to it. What purpose does it solve? And if you have a little problem with that, remember why you left it in the first place. Remember the low pay. Remember the stressful environment. Remember the relationship where you all always felt that you were on the defensive, where what you did was never good enough. You can never please this individual. You know, they always is looking for things, always trying to find themselves, and always seem to be longing for something. You were never enough, and you started to believe in that stuff. And, you desperately try to reach out and desperately try to hold on to someone or some situation or some career, some job that simply didn't want you. Hard pill to swallow, but we all must taste it one day. And so what's the use of hustling backwards? Where is it going to get you? You already know what's back there. You already know the stress is waiting for you if you return back there. The non-appreciation is waiting for you return back there. The suspicions is waiting for you when you turn there. The lack of trust is waiting for you when you turn there. Why go backwards? It's not going to serve you. So you have got to remind yourself of this, especially when you lose sight of your goals, and you lose sight of where you're trying to go and where you're trying to achieve. Because if you lose sight of it, you're gonna eventually want to return to what's familiar to you. And unfortunately, some of you will return what's familiar to you. You're gonna start justifying, well, maybe it'd be better this time. It won't. Maybe they'll treat me better. Maybe I will get promoted this time. You won't. You won't. When people show you who they are, as the late great Maya Angelou said, believe them. Believe them. When situations show you what they're about, believe them. How are you ever expect to move forward? Move forward if you're constantly looking backwards. How are you expecting to achieve greatness and be great? And there's nothing wrong with wanting to achieve greatness and nothing wrong to want to be great in your life. How are you going to achieve that if you constantly keep looking back over your shoulder? You're trying to run, you're trying to run, and then but you're looking back. You got your neck turned back and looking out the back of your rear mirror. You're not going to achieve anything. And if you do achieve something, you're going to wreck. I like to use the analogy with the texting and driving. All of us have done it, unfortunately, and but I don't recommend it. Just texting. I got in 2 accidents by simply taking my eyes off the road for just a few seconds. So I thought. And it wasn't cool, my fault and everything like that. But you know what? That slowed me down for getting where I want to go. I knew what I wanted to do, but I was distracted. When you hustle backwards, it's the equivalent of texting while you're still trying to move forward. You can only focus on one thing at a time. Get that in your head. You can only be effective with putting your full focus on one thing at a time. You can't be you can't be multitask. A lot of us like to think we are. A lot of us like to think we are multitask. We're really not. What we do, we focus on one thing and then we switch to another. And we focus on one thing, then we switch to another. We focus on one thing, we switch to another. Some of us are able to switch faster than others. I believe that the women are more gifted than men. I mean, I just, maybe that's my biases, but I've seen it. I've observed. I observed it in my own life. Where I could say something to a female coworker, or used to be able to say something to my ex-spouse, and she could go back and forth real good. Where I was like. Well, I constantly would hear from her. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to it? Because maybe I was focused on the TV at the moment. Maybe I was focusing on my business at the moment. But I couldn't do both. I couldn't listen to her and listen to my work and do my work at the same time. And if I tried, I couldn't focus on neither one of them. So I learned that about myself. I tell people, I'm not a multitasker. I focus on one thing. I get that job done, and then I go to something else. Because if I don't focus on one thing, I'm going to lose it all. It's going to be half done, half half-cocked and everything else like this. It's not going to do me or you any good. So leave me alone and let me finish my task. And I'm very, very effective when I focus. And so are you very, very effective when you focus. You know what? Stop looking backwards. Stop looking backwards. Stop looking backwards and expecting to go forward. You're going to lose. You're going to keep losing. Now, you can justify it all you want. Well, maybe this person changed. Maybe they'll treat me better. Maybe they'll value me. Maybe they'll show me more respect. Maybe they'll be kinder or nicer to me. You know, maybe it was my fault that they treated me like this, or this situation was like this. Maybe they treated me dismissive on a job because, you know, I'm slow or I can't keep up, or, you know, or maybe they didn't show me the right type of love and appreciation in the relationship because I work all the time, or, you know, or I have an opinion, and or I want to have dreams too. No, they did that because they don't respect you. They don't respect you. You know, and understand this, ladies and gentlemen, respect is more powerful than love. Respect is more powerful than love. I can promise you this for a man. You know, we hold respect much higher than love. I didn't used to understand that when I was younger, but as an elder now, in my mid-50s, believe me, I understand it crystal clear. Because you know what? If you respect something or something or someone, you're gonna deal with them differently. There's certain stuff you're not going to bring their way. And I notice another thing, that the more you put up with disrespect, the more you're going to get. You know, so when you put yourself in a situation, you think, I'm going to return back, or I'm going to go back to a situation because maybe it's different. You're playing with yourself. You're teasing yourself. Never hustle backwards. Never hustle backwards. Forward. You know, this is a whole wide world of endless opportunities, billions of peoples, hundreds of countries surrounded, all types of situation, all kinds of things that you can get into. And you mean to tell me you're going to get hung up on something that you already know that's proven to not serve you, proven to bring stress and aggravation and heartache to your life, proven to bring low wages, no opportunities, no chance of advancement? You're going to tell me you're going to still sit up in a stagnated place, you know, because you deep down, you don't believe that you can do better, or more importantly, you don't believe that you deserve better? Away with that. Away with that. People who hustle backwards never win. They never win. You know, and that's what it's all about. Listen, it's the name of this channel is Find Ways to Win. It's nothing wrong with winning. You know, enough of this false humility. Well, anything will do. Anything won't do for him. Anything won't do. Anything certainly won't do for me, and anything won't do for my listeners. There's a specific plan and specific vision that you have for yourself that you want to achieve, and it's just not going to be anything. When you hustle backwards, that's what you're saying. You can give me anything, and you're not going to like that thing. You know, you got to learn that you got to have separation before elevation. You got to learn, and you got to discipline yourself. I don't take bad behavior given to me. I don't go backwards in my life. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and get at a certain income level, which obviously I need, and obviously my skill sets have brought me. And I'm not going to sit up there and take less. Now you say, well, okay, Fitzgerald, be careful. You sound a little pride. Okay, check this out. Sometimes you do have to take less, but you only take less with the idea and the talk that, hey, do I have an opportunity to advance? What are the metrics if I hit this level? If I hit this level of achievement, what will you do for me? Okay, what are you going to do? And if you don't see yourself excelling even more than so for what you left, I suggest you don't take that. Don't be scared. Once again, there's all types of opportunities out here. There's so much opportunities out there. It's boundless. You know, it's boundless. Do you know what? Do you know? I saw an article on the internet, and it said like down there something like 40% of American workers don't plan on returning back to work. No, don't plan on returning back to work. Now let that sink in. They don't plan on turning back to work. You constantly hear these employers out there, we can't find people to work and we can't find people to fill these. We got these jobs, but nobody wants to work on them. You know why nobody wants to work on them? Because you was abusing them, Mr. Employer. You were paying them slave wages. They wasn't getting a decent living wage. They didn't have a work-life family balance. You was driving them. You didn't give them any type of opportunity. You didn't make them feel like they mattered. They were just a number. They saw easily they could be fired. They saw how to overwork the stress. They saw how things just wasn't happening in their life. They saw the advancement opportunities were not there. Why? And then with this pandemic, all of a sudden, people were forced to work from home. They were forced to use Zoom calls and teleconference calls. And then here's the thing what happened after almost a year of that. Wait a minute. Why am I driving, an hour one way to work? Why am I spending all this money in gas? Why am I sitting here unpaid time, sitting in traffic for an hour? Why am I barely spending time with the children and the spouse that God gave me that I love dearly? Why am I neglecting my health and my mental health? Why in the heck am I hanging around all these crazy toxic people and all this crazy office politics BS? I'm just as effective at home. I'm more peace. I see my children. I'm able to interact with them and I'm getting more done. You know why people are getting more done? Because they're less stressed. Oh, by the way, I'm making much more money, because my productivity is going up. And if I can do this for someone else, well, I can run side hustles and do and freelance myself out and increase my income. Oh, by the way, if I'm tired of living all in the snow, maybe in the New England or Northwest regions, I can move down there where Fitzgerald is, down in sunny Florida, down in Tampa, and I can still have my job over there in Seattle or over in the Northeast. I could get paid just as much. I could go to a place where I really want to live, and all of a sudden my job follows me. Why in the world would they give that up? No, why would they give that up? I certainly wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't. I say, you know what? Why am I keep looking for jobs when when I get out there and create something? I can create my network marketing business, and which I get paid in Ethereum and Bitcoin. You like to know more about that? Just click on the link on my website and click on that link and you register that for free, and we can talk a little bit about that later. I can start a YouTube channel. And I could easily help create other streams of income. Better yet, I could take something where maybe I want to go live down in South America. Maybe I want to go live over in Africa. You know what? I can take my income right with me. I don't have to get out there and drive up the highway and be stressed and be around people who don't like me and I don't like, and go in silly meetings for the meetings and all that stuff and being non-effective and deal with people who think they can talk to you any kind of way. I can freelance my stuff. And better yet, I can go out there and find some other company that will hire me just because I'm able to reach an audience. That's why the employers are having time to fill in these positions. I also read that even though all these millions of positions, and I mean, are open right now, the wages are not going up accordingly. Oh, some people say, well, we got a higher hourly rate and stuff like that. Yeah, but they play that game that they try to keep you less than full time, and meanwhile people have mortgages as homes and student loans and stuff like that. It's only so long you're going to let someone pimp you, and it's only so long the public is going to continue to be abused and pimped by these employers. Do I feel sorry for them? Absolutely not one bit, because when the ball was in their court, they abused that privilege and they ran a lot of people off, and people were literally being stressed out, being committed to hospitals, for ulcers and all kind of health related stress problems. Why would they go back to that? Why did they go back to that? Why would they hustle backwards? Why would you go back to something that that didn't serve you? Why would you go back to a relationship where someone abused you, so someone cheated on you, someone walked out on you, and you tried to do every single thing you could do to hold it together? You try to do everything. Why want something or someone who has shown that they don't want or value you? That's hustling backwards. And you don't expect to win if you put yourself in that situation. You know, it's not going to be all right until you work it out, until you make it all right. Understand that. So get a mindset. I move forward. I'm on my mission. I seek to improve my life. You know, if I'm overweight, you know, I'm going to eat better. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to hang out with positive mindset people. You know, I'm going to get a trainer. I'm going to get up a little earlier, you know, where I can maybe take a 15 to 20-minute walk before I go to work. You know, I'm going to stop eating after 7 o'clock, or you know, I'm going to you know, cut out the fast food and the eat now. I'm going to cook good healthy food in my own kitchen with my own hands, where I know I'm going to make lifestyle choices that's going to help me to my goal. Now, because do I want to have a body that shows off and people say, no, look at me, I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. That should be the goal. I want to be healthy. And once I'm healthy in body, I can also, if I'm able to do it in my body, I'm able to do it in my mind. And once I can do it in my mind and my soul and my spirit, you know what? I can manifest much more faster because I'm clear. You know, I'm clean living, clean eating, clean relationships, clean environments, you know, that fosters an atmosphere of success. You got to plan for success. Success is like a garden. You know, you got to pull the weeds out. You gotta prepare and position yourself to win. You know, and there's certain things you have to do. There's certain things you have to eliminate. There's certain things you don't tolerate. Never tolerate disrespect. Never tolerate dishonor. Don't give it and don't tolerate it. No, I say that for all sincerity, and I say that from personal opinion. Do you know sometimes you can be too nice? You can be too nice to the wrong situation and the wrong people, and all it's doing is hurting you. Oh, they're taking advantage of that, but you're not getting anywhere. You're not getting anywhere but stress and aggravation and fatigue and sleeplessness and all that kind of foolishness. Away with that. I don't hustle backwards. My mind is continually on my goal. My mind is continually where I want to be. A dream, a progressive realization of moving forward until you get that. Believing you can accomplish something. You don't have to tell your vision and your purpose to everyone. Matter of fact, I suggest you keep very quiet about it. I suggest you don't tell it to anyone who cannot support you and help you achieve it. And, you know, and if the rules change with them, and they think, you know, they think that they stop being a positive influence to you and they start being a weight, get rid of them. Listen, you guys often hear me say, time is moving. You only have so much time in your life. The day that you spent, you will never get again. But this time you're sitting up here listening to me, you will never give it again. That's one reason why I choose to offer value. I choose to put the spark in you, you know, things that's going to that propel you to elevate to what you want, to how you want to live, to how you want to engineer your life, because no one else is going to do it for you. You know, get that in your spirit. Say over and over, with you over and over, several times to the day, till it becomes just as part as you as breathing. I don't hustle backwards. I don't hustle backwards. As a matter of fact, every time you come up against a situation, you evaluate it through that saying. Is this going to take me backwards? Or is this going to move me forward? Is this so-called promotion going to cause me to hustle backwards? Or it's going to propel me forward? Is this business relationship going to cause me to hustle backwards? Or it's going to move me forward? Is this relationship going to cause me to hustle backwards? Or is it going to move or propel me forward? If it doesn't propel you forward, don't get involved in it. Don't take it. Don't have a scarcity mentality. Don't seem to think that, you know what, this is the best you can do. This is all I'm worth. Because every time you hustle backwards, you put yourself on an auction block just for the highest bidder. You know, you're a blue diamond, but you know, you're giving yourself away like grains of sand on the seashore, which is very plentiful. If you don't value yourself, how in the world do you expect other people to value you? They won't. If you don't have respect for yourself, how in the world do you expect other people to have respect for you? They won't. If you can't go into a job and you can't go sit down with an employer and you can't ask for your salary, you don't value yourself. and they know it. That's actually one of the ways they use to weed out people, or they use to weed out people who goes into management, who they don't. Hey, you go to Glassdoor, you find what the salary range is, and you don't ask for lower for that. As a matter of fact, if the salary range calls for like 60 to 85,000, ask for the 85. Ask for the 85. Give yourself some wiggle room. You might get 90. You might get 93. Ask for what you want. Don't go in there with the mentality anything will do. You already know what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. You don't got time to waste. You need that money for investing. You need that money to grow your wealth. You need that relationship, to foster a better you. You don't need to be involved in someone with low frequency thinking, low frequency living. You don't need to do that. Sex don't pay bills. Love don't pay bills. You need to get someone on the same accord like that. And I'm not asking for stupid things. I'm not saying, some woman come in there, well, I need a man to make a $500,000, $700,000. That's cool. How much you make? What you bring it? Well, just me. Next. I mean, I have about much patience for that as I do a dirty windshield. I mean, I really do. Because that's foolish. I know with that type of thing, I don't have a partner. I have a competitor. And you know what? And I don't need competitors with someone I'm aligned with. I need partners. I need partners in my business. I need partners in my life. And if I don't find that, I won't take that job. I won't take that opportunity. And I certainly won't involve myself in that relationship. I'll be fine. I can wait out to what I get where I want. I don't hustle backwards. No, I don't hustle backwards. I said this to people I broke up with. Hey, you know what? I don't hustle backwards. I find a beautiful woman. And I mean it. And I do. But you have to look at, what do you really want? What are you looking for? If you're interviewing people in your life, what are you qualifying? What are you qualifying questions? What are you qualifying actions? What's your testing? No, if you're interviewing for a job and stuff like that, how are you qualifying them? Do you realize you should be interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you? And you go in there with the idea, man, whatever y'all want to give me, I'm just glad to be here. Just glad to be here. And you wonder why you're not in the executive suite, 6 years from now. Or you wonder why you're not even given those opportunities. You wonder why you're sitting out there working year after year, and you haven't even mentioned, not even considered, that someone hasn't even mentioned a raise to you, haven't even given you a review or a performance thing like that. Just work. But you're not getting rewarded for it. You're hustling backwards. You sometimes got to let people know your worth, and you got to be so confident that you can go out there and get something better, and you can move in a forward position that not only you know that, they know it too. Now you got to make yourself valuable. You got to bring value. If you're not bringing value, you're not on your game, and you're not one of the best, or you're not seeking to be the best. And a person like that say, hey, I want to go. Well, go on. But if you make yourself indispensable, and you know what you bring to the table, you know the character you bring, you know the honesty and integrity you bring, you know the hustle effort you bring, you know the vision you bring, you know the support system you bring for someone, you know the encouragement you bring. It's nothing wrong wanting to get that back. It's nothing wrong wanting to get that back. It's nothing wrong. True relationships are reciprocal. Iron sharpens irons. As the book of Proverbs says, iron sharpens iron. If you're the one doing all the sharpening, you're constant in a psychologist mode where you always got to talk someone out of problem and stuff like that. Wow, man, you hustling backwards. If you're in a job like that and you're constantly get passed over, they say go get the degree. You get the degree, you're still no advancement. They say go get the experience. You're still passed over. They say we only have so many limited. You're still passed over. They say hey, a job a promotion's up for grabs, but they bring in outside sources or promoting rather than promoting from within. You're hustling backwards. You're being hustled to go backwards. You know, no, it's not. Sometimes you gotta get rid of your false sense of pride. Now, and what I mean by false sense of pride, you know what? I'm just cool. This is the best I can do, and that leads to a false sense of humility. Anything you just give me, no. If you believe that anything you just give me, guess what? People just gonna give you anything. The people who advance in their life know their worth, and they make sure other people know their worth. And if their worth is not celebrated, they get the heck on. And because they don't believe in hustling backwards. That's the mindset of a winner, and that's the only way you can win. You gotta evaluate where you are right now. You know the time frame that you spent. I'm not that can be different for different people, but you know when something's not moving. You know when something's stagnant. You know when it's time to move. You know when it's time, like, oh, wait a minute, this stuff isn't really producing, or this individual is not really who I thought he or she was, or this individual just likes to talk a lot. They don't put any hustle behind it, or this individual, they don't have emotional strength, or whatever. But this individual, oh, I support them, and I'm there for them, and I check on them, but I can't get a phone call or a text or anything, or I'm not a priority. Man, enough of that. Enough of that. No, I'd rather be alone to be in relationships like that again. I'd rather go out there and take a chance on myself and become the entrepreneur that I am and create opportunity, whether to sit at another man's table and beg him for a position. That's his company. That's her company. If I'm not appreciated, I get the hell on. Do you know how many people looking for people now? You know what? You can actually go ahead and look at positions in other states. You don't have to move there. You can do everything on your computer, remote. People are looking for you. You can freelance yourself. You can freelance and make more in a day than some people make it in damn near a month, without getting in the highway, without dealing with crazy traffic problems, without dealing with silly supervisors. You can do it. Trust yourself. Believe yourself. Value what God has placed in you. Don't hustle backwards anymore. After this stream right now, you say that. You get that in your head. I don't hustle backwards. Kimmy, you don't need to hustle backwards. You don't need to do anything. And please understand, Fitzgerald Stevens is not coming on here giving great prep talks. Man, this is life principles. You live this and you start applying some of these things that I'm teaching as far as with that, it's going to change your life for the better. Oh man, you're either real cocky or confident. Well, call it what you want. But nevertheless, you want the results. You want the results. And there's certain actions, and there's certain things in life that has certain locks that only certain particular actions can open. Actions, not talking. No, how you value yourself. How you value yourself. A perfect example. I went in on the job, and I choose to keep the Sabbath. No, Sabbath Friday sunset to Saturday sunset. I don't work for nobody. I don't work on my network marketing business. I don't work on my janitorial business. I don't work for the company who I'm currently working for now. I don't do anything. All that is a time of rest and reflection and worship of my God. That's what I do. That's what He has commanded. I don't sit up there and try to explain to people, whether they should accept what I am. I just tell them and I tell employers that to the front. Hey, listen, I don't work the Sabbath. Well, Sunday your Sabbath? No, Sunday's not the Sabbath. This is the day I have off. This is the day I will not work. Now, if you want me to come in Sunday, that's fine. But from Friday sunset to Saturday sunset, nah. We ain't got nothing to talk about. No, Miss Kimmy, I'm not a 7-day Adventist. I'm just very, very strong about my faith and doing what is written in God's word and leading my life. I'm too old to be playing and too old to be guessing and too old to be explaining myself. You know what? And here's what I have actually been fired from a job because I said I don't work I'm not going to work the Sabbath. Well, Fitzgerald, that's our busiest day. Yeah, well, I understand. I don't work the Sabbath. And once I came in that revelation, I dialed back on my football games, and cause so much happens then. But this is for me. This is what I do. And let me tell you this. Now that I sit down and dedicate my time for a set day of rest, according to what my God has prescribed, you know what? I'm always blessed on that day. I feel refreshed. I'm not burned out. I'm more calmer, more at focus, more peace of mind. It's like I'm more rejuvenated, so I don't feel like giving that up. And if someone has a problem with that, well, I just tell them real to their face, my God will make a way for me. I'll be cool. You may not, but I'll be cool. It's so that having that type of conviction, because once you start settling what you know is best for you, people are going to take that permission to dump anything on you. You got to understand that. If you start settling and you start hustling backwards and allow ill treatment and dishonor to you, guess what? People are going to think that's what they're supposed to do for you. If you'd allow low pay and low wages and low living and low speaking to you, guess what? They're going to think that's the way they handle you. But when you start speaking up, and as my daddy would say, don't start something you won't have to finish it. And so you do this early in your game. You do this when you first meet cats. You do this when you first meet them. You don't sit around there and let them go along with it, and then you go back. Well, I don't like that. It's too late then. You didn't set your objective. You didn't tell them who you are when you first met them. So it's kind of hard for them to undo that. It's kind of hard for them, to give up treating you like that. And because you know what, you didn't speak up for yourself. For example, my name is Fitzgerald Stevens. Don't call me Fitz. Don't call me Fritz. Now there are people before I came into this identity, there are people who are in college. They'll call me Fitz. And so I wasn't the same man I am right now. Don't call me that. No, dude, I'm 56 years old. Stop playing with my name, because if you let someone play with your name, you allow them to play with your life. If you let someone play with your name, you allow them to play with your life. Set your standards. Define to people who you are off the bat. Then you won't have to go hustle backwards and try to undo something that you allowed. No, get with it. Get with it. Stop hustling backwards for this moment right now. Whoever you share this video with and who's ever looking at it, stuff like that. Let this be a part of your mantra. Let this be a part. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to start. Carry yourself with fire. Carry yourself with dignity. Carry yourself with respect and absolutely tolerate nothing less than that. Now, here's some things you're gonna have to do. You're going to have to stop joking. You're going to have to stop being a clown. You're going to stop being inconsistent. If you say who you are, if you say this is who I are, this is why I stand, and then all of a sudden some people see you, not standing on that based on an inconvenience or based on your fear like that, they're not going to respect you because you don't stick to nothing. You got to get these things. We're not kids anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We're grown men and women who have a purpose, who have a vision, and who have limited time to attain it. There's plenty of people who they thought they would be doing something this time last they thought they would be at a certain place this time last year. They're no longer on the earth anymore. Or something major calamities done happened. They're in places where they never would have dreamed. Even at my age, there's some situations that I didn't even envision being in the situation I am right now. Does that stop my goal? No. Does that cause me to hustle backwards? No. Does it cause me just to put up with anything and anyone? No. No. Because at the end of the day, I realize, the only person who's going to really stick with me is me. That's the only one I have to look in every day. That's the one that doesn't change. That's the one who I have to look at. That's the one who has to support me. And I better make sure that I'm all right. I used to be one of those guys that I used to take care of everybody first. Growing up in Southeast Alabama, we were taught that men just take care of their families, and they do. Men get up there and grind and put it. They just work and work and work, and they put everybody first. Man, I don't believe that no more. I don't believe that no more. If I'm not putting me first, if I'm not taking care of my mental health, my physical health, my dreams and my goals, my destiny, how in the world can I take care of anyone if I'm not taking care of myself? How in the world can you take care of anyone if you're not taking care of yourself properly? How can you do that? I'm not going to say go out there and do foul stuff and evil stuff and low down stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, well, I got to take care of myself, so I'm going to walk out on my marriage, or I'm going to cheat on my spouse, or I'm gonna do a sloppy work at the job that is still expecting to pay me. I'm not talking about that foul, low frequency foolishness, but I'm talking about when you give your best and you're giving everything you got, and you're giving everything you got to others before yourself. You are out of pocket. You are out of line, because if you go down, what good are you going to be for others? And for those people, those rare people in your life who are really for you, who have proven that they encourage you, who have proven that they're there for you, who have proven that they are trustworthy, they are reliable, they are honorable. You value them. You hold on to those people because I trust you. They are not in plenty. They are very rare people. They are precious people. You hold on to that person. You hold on to them. You hold on to him, or you hold on to her, or you hold on to them. A group that believes in you, a group that challenges you, people who won't let you stay in the dumps, people who won't let you accept mediocrity. You hold on to them. And you repay them by doing the exact same thing for what they're doing for you. You do that. You owe them that. Because you know what? For things that you're sitting around there crying about, and things that you're sitting around and disappointed and the regrets, and you really, really trace it back. And this is where I started getting free. Really, really traced it back. You allow people to treat you like that. Those people went with you because you let them go with you like that. My daddy also taught me people go far with you, people go as far as you let them. And it's so very true. You allow them. So really, you're not disappointed at people. You're disappointed in yourself. But yet you don't want to take responsibility. So it has to be their fault why they walked out on me. It has to be their fault why they cheated on me. It has to be their fault why they fired me. Never ignoring the red flags all day long. God was sending you plenty of red flags. Danger, danger, danger. Nah, it's cool. I got it. They didn't mean it. I know they snapped at me. I know they did this to me. They didn't mean it. Making excuses for them. And meanwhile, when the thing happens, you're shattered, or you don't get the promotion, you're shattered, or you're passed over, you're shattered, or someone walks out on you, betrays you, you're shattered. Stop with that foolishness. Learn when the tide has changed and change accordingly. No, learn that, because you are all you have. God has given you that wisdom to take care of yourself, to look after yourself. And looking after yourself involves many things. But understand this, you can't hustle backwards and help anybody. And you certainly can't hustle backwards and help yourself. Move forward for you first, and then include the community. Get you solid first, and then be able to take care of others. Oh, I'm sorry. Get your relationship right with the Creator first, with God Almighty, with the Most High first. Then look at yourself, because you put him over you, you better believe he's going to put you right where you need to be. I've lived this. So I appreciate you guys coming on. Until again, hopefully, I'll get myself in a situation where I'm able to make 2 videos a day. I have a lot of subjects, a lot of things come to me and things like that. But I'm mostly just speaking off my experience, speaking off my passion, speaking off the fact that, I lived on the Lord's earth for 50 plus years. So I picked up a couple things. But I know there's nothing gained by hustling backwards. I know there's nothing gained by playing small. I know you got to risk in order to achieve. And I know you got to believe that you are the man and woman for the position. And I know you got to believe your time is now. because you don't have time to waste. You don't have it. You don't know what's going to happen. Do it now. Do it now. Fall forward. Stop hustling backwards. Hey, this is Fitzgerald Stevens. Hope you like what you heard right here. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that share button. I'm trying to grow this thing, but trying to grow this channel at least to a thousand new members. I got about 831 right now, 1,000 members before the end of the month. And my goal is just to really expand this and see exactly what this thing to do, because I believe that this can really bless a lot of people, not only where I live over the United States, but all over the world. Get a hold of this, get this in your spirit, activate it, apply it, and your life will be better for it. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. God bless you all.